Welcome, y'all. Today, I want to reframe the idea of buyer regret in Austin. This is not about labeling neighborhoods as good or bad. It's about understanding the day to day trade offs that can make an otherwise great home feel like the wrong fit after that initial excitement of moving wears off. Most buyer regret is not caused by the actual house, it comes from a mismatch between what a buyer expected daily life to feel like and what it actually requires. A home can be beautiful, the neighborhood can be desirable, and the location can still create friction if the commute, routines, or access to favorite places do not match your lifestyle. Austin is not one uniform experience. Your routine can look completely different depending on whether you're close to the city core, in the North Corridor, in the Hill Country, South Austin, or near the lake. Before falling in love with the listing, identify the places you'll return to over and over again, like work, school, friends, the airport, medical care, and your favorite weekend activities. These are all going to be super specific to you. So let's talk about Leander. Leander can be an excellent fit for buyers who value newer homes, space, and a North Austin or hybrid work routine. The key question is whether your actual life is oriented north. If you expect to make frequent downtown or South Austin trips, do not rely on a map estimate alone. Test the real weekday drive, the rail option, and the last mile to your destination. Dripping Springs offers a hill country setting many buyers picture when they move to Central Texas: scenery, space, and a distinct small town feel. The trade off is that city access is closely tied to the US 290 corridor. That does not make Dripping Springs a wrong choice. It means you should test the drive to work, school, the airport, and your preferred Austin destinations before you commit. Dripping Springs to Central Austin could take 40 minutes to an hour. Georgetown has a strong identity of its own, with the destination downtown and a more self contained lifestyle. The question is not whether it is objectively too far from Austin. The question is whether your life is super north oriented enough that a concert, an airport trip, a medical appointment, or dinner with friends in Central Austin feels intentional rather than inconvenient. Lakeway and Bee Cave offer a scenic west of town lifestyle with lake access and hill country character. These are some real advantages. At the same time, a small number of routes shapes many trips toward downtown, the airport, and north or south Austin. So before choosing the lifestyle, test both a normal weekday and a Friday evening return trip so you understand the rhythm that you are buying and living into. So listen for the phrases buyers use to reassure themselves. We only go downtown once in a while. The drive didn't feel that bad. We can always take the train. And it's close enough. Each may be true, but only if you test it against your actual calendar and routine. Define distance in practical terms: time, tolls, parking, planning, and just overall energy. Weekend tours can make every location feel easier than it really is. Roads are lighter, schedules are more relaxed, and you're naturally focused on the house. Replace that optimism with a weekday test run. Run your likely route on a Tuesday morning and evening. Plan the places that you visit most often and compare the lived in and live travel conditions at the times you actually will be on the road, and it's usually not during the weekend. So before you become attached to finishes, square footage, or backyards, score the location. Can you reach your non-negotiables without resentment every day? What changes during peak traffic, road work, or bad weather? Does the neighborhood support the way you truly spend your weekends? And are you paying for the trade-off you actually value: space, convenience, prestige, or scenery? So, a city label, school district, or view cannot fully answer this question. The better test is whether your home supports a routine that you can repeat comfortably. Strong buyer decisions connect the property to real life, not just a listing description. The right Austin neighborhood is the one whose trade offs you understand clearly and you are genuinely happy to accept. The takeaway here is simple with this video: test the route, price the trade off, and then choose the home. When you lead with lifestyle rather than the listing, you give yourself a much better chance of finding a place that works not only on closing day, but on an ordinary Tuesday 6 months after the move. And I've earned a lot of my clients' trust by calling out similar things like this when I'm on showing houses or on buyer tours. I wanted people to get really real and understand exactly what they're getting into, to try to look beyond the house, because the house is going to be great. You're going to make any house, your home, with you and your family. But it's everything else, the commutes, the neighborhoods, the schools, like every factor involved in making sure that you are actually happy with your purchase. That's where I'm here to help you with thinking about things that you kind of get blinded by when this house is the perfect house. It has to be the perfect house, location, neighborhood, commute, and all those things. Thanks so much for watching. Nick Garcia here with All City Real Estate. If you need help buying or selling in the Austin area, then you can find my information down below. See you for the next video.